Hello everyone, welcome to another Chelsea transfer news early video for you guys, where I'll keep you guys up to date with all the latest transfer news daily on this channel. Every day I'm uploading just for you guys, keeping you guys up to date with all the latest Chelsea news. And in this video there's various topics I'm going to be speaking about. Full training has returned. Going to be speaking about Lampard's new training session regime, keeping that match fitness and getting us prepared for our first league game back after coronavirus against Aston Villa on the 21st of June. Looking forward to that. Finally, some football. Kante, speaking about Kante returning to full fitness and exclusive. Speaking about Kai Havertz, what that means for Jadon Sancho, and Giroud being eyed up by Jose Mourinho alongside Saïd Benrahma from Brentford. But if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts and opinions on each topic that I do speak about. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. And I'll start off with the full training. Now, it came out in reports last couple of days that Lampard, obviously, full training has resumed for all clubs and testing is occurring every week now. And the past couple of weeks, there's not been a single positive test regarding all the tests across all 20 Premier League clubs, which is fantastic news, meaning that we are edging closer and closer to the restart of the Premier League. And so, you know, training is resumed, and basically it's all about getting that match sharpness, getting that match fitness. Now, as we know, a lot of us know, in the past 2 weeks, Kante is unable to train. Now, there's personal reasons for this. His brother unfortunately died a couple of years ago regarding a heart issue, so he's got a heart problem, heart history within his family tree. And obviously, with the coronavirus, anyone with heart issues, high blood pressure, diabetes, etc., you have a high risk of, you know, fatality, etc. So he's doing it for health reasons, but Chelsea have all obviously reassured him that, you know, testing is occurring, you know, a lot more frequently. No one in the Premier League has got the coronavirus. It's very safe. They're using hand sanitizers. They're keeping the, you know, social distancing, etc. And it's safe for him to return. And yesterday, it broke out last night, an exclusive from Matt Law, as per, saying N'Golo Kante returns to full contact training, Chelsea. Not just normal training, but full contact training. So obviously, there's going to be tackling involved, interception, shooting, passing, etc. So contact training, and, you know, we're really edging closer to the restart of the Premier League, so it's looking good. And Kante will be a massive boost to this team. You know, it would have been a big miss if he didn't return to Chelsea for the restart of the Premier League, because of course we need his attributes, his physicality, his defensive work rate, his ability to win the ball back, interceptions, attacking those spaces as well. And he's a vital player. At the end of the day, he's a world-class box-to-box midfielder, so he would have been greatly missed. And it's fantastic to hear that Kante is returned to full training. Hopefully he will be available for selection for our upcoming game against Aston Villa. So we need options, especially with Jorginho suspended for the Aston Villa game. We need as many top-class midfielders back as possible, because we need to ensure that we secure Champions League football at the end of the season, so that, you know, we can continue to sign these top-quality players. But that's the good news, in my opinion. That is the fantastic news that we all want to hear. Now, getting into an interesting story, I want to talk about Kai Havertz, Jadon Sancho. Obviously, yesterday I made an exclusive video from the Mail Online that Chelsea are preparing a £75 million bid, and they're seriously interested in signing Kai Havertz, despite already signing Timo Werner. I want to speak about Kai Havertz and Jadon Sancho and why it's linked together. Now, we all know that if we sign Kai Havertz, that completely rules out Jadon Sancho. Most of us already know that anyway, but I want to read you guys some quotes that Kai Havertz came out all the way back in November last year, so 2019 November, about 6 months ago. And Kai Havertz in November was speaking about his future. And this is what he said. He said, "I think I've picked up enough international experience at Leverkusen. I know the rhythm of these international matches, and I'm confident I can go abroad at any moment and play at clubs outside of Germany." He said, "For the moment, I want to have a good season. Afterwards, we'll see. Barcelona have a lot of the ball, but there are a lot of teams that do that these days, not only Barcelona." Now, obviously, what can you depict and what can you portray from those quotes? Number one, he's open to leaving Germany. So that's the massive news there. You know, that really kind of gives us some positivity, gives us some assurance that we could potentially be in the running for Kai Havertz. And to keep it here, now I know for a fact Barca are not in for him because they've got other priorities, they've got financial issues, and their primary focus is Lautaro Martinez. But he's saying that, you know, not only Barcelona are playing good football, so he's saying that, you know, if a team plays attractive football, fast-paced, counter-pressing football, and that he's also open to leaving Germany, then it does definitely open the door for Chelsea. You know, we play fast, fluid, counter-pressing, gegenpress type of football that we like to press from the front, play nice attacking, you know, one touch, two touch, triangle passing football. We play fluid football. Our football's attacking, it's aggressive, it's intensive, and it's the perfect type of football that suits Kai Havertz. On top of that, he wants to leave Germany, and he's very close with Timo Werner, and this could definitely sway us for Kai Havertz to sign for Chelsea. You know, we have the funds available, we'll give him a nice lucrative contract, and it's definitely possible. Now, you're probably wondering, what the hell does this have to do with Jadon Sancho? And that's the next point. Now, obviously, if we sign Kai Havertz, that completely rules out Jadon Sancho. Like, Jadon Sancho came out today in reports from journalists that Jadon Sancho will snub any contract offers from Dortmund. Now, we know Jadon Sancho's got 2 years left on his contract. His contract does expire in 2022. So, if Dortmund don't sell him now, then they're going to lose a lot of monetary value, because next season when they sell him with 1 year left to his contract, essentially his transfer value will half. So ideally, if he's not going to sign a new contract, and that's the case at this moment in time, Dortmund are going to have to sell him this summer. Now, if Chelsea sign Kai Havertz, which is very possible at this stage, of course it's not likely, but it's possible, then it completely rules Chelsea out the running, and it gives United a clear run to sign Jadon Sancho. He wants to return to the Premier League. That is also the other report that came out as well. He wants to return to the Premier League, and he would snub any offer from Dortmund. So it's looking highly likely that he will come to United. Now, the only stumbling block, of course, is the price. Dortmund want a mammoth fee for him. United in this pandemic can't spend too big. So, you know, but at this moment in time, it looks like Chelsea are not favourites for him anymore. It's not even, it looks like United are at the front of the queue for Jadon Sancho. But I thought that was quite interesting, and we have a real possibility to sign Kai Havertz. And how exciting would that genuinely be? I think that'd be a fantastic piece of business. Obviously, if we sign Kai Havertz, that would mean that we might have to shift a couple of players, you know, such as your Ross Barkley's, maybe even Giroud, Kai Havertz can play in the false nine position. But it's exciting, you know, he's got that German connection with Timo Werner. He's a German generational talent, you know, you've got the hottest clubs in Europe after him, only just recently turned 21 years of age. Fantastic, you know, operation in between half spaces, in between lines. You know, great end product. He's got a lot of goals and assists, fantastic passing, exceptional awareness, tactical awareness, and defensive work rate is very, very good. And he's overall a top player with generational talent. He is a superstar. He will be a superstar, and I think that it's an opportunity that we cannot pass up on. I'd love Kai Havertz at Chelsea. Now, getting into the first story is Saïd Benrahma. Now, Saïd Benrahma came out yesterday from Jakob Steinberg. He basically stated that Chelsea have also shortlisted Brentford winger Saïd Benrahma. Leicester are open to selling Ben Chilwell, will not let him leave on the cheap, and Chelsea need to trim their squad. Now, we know that Chelsea are interested in Saïd Benrahma. We were linked in January. Now, Brentford wanted around £40 million before the current pandemic, but of course, due to the pandemic, they're not going to be able to command that type of money, and he could potentially go for £20 to £25 million. Now, who is Saïd Benrahma? Now, he is more of a number 10 right winger for Brentford in the Championship, but he is simply too good for the Championship. He's one of easily Championship's best players. His end product is very, very good. Gets quite a lot of goals, gets quite a lot of assists. Only 24 years of age, so there's a lot of development and room to grow. And I think he's, you know, like I said, he's too good for the Championship, and he'd be good enough to play for a mid-table Premier League club, and then, you know, even be a good rotational player for a top 6 club like a Chelsea. Obviously not a starter, but he's got the potential to be a very, very good, you know, rotational player to play in the FA Cup games, Carabao Cup games, potentially if we have any injuries. And I think it'd be a fantastic addition to the squad. Now, personally, I would never ever have him over Kai Havertz, obviously, or Jadon Sancho, but I wouldn't be against the move. I think that for £20 to £25 million, you know, his wages aren't going to be astronomical. I think it'd be a very, very shrewd type of business. Now, carrying on with the Saïd Benrahma stuff, now came out from The Guardian this morning that Brentford winger Saïd Benrahma is emerging as Chelsea's plan B if they don't secure a deal to sign Kai Havertz, which makes plenty of sense. You know, Kai Havertz is a number 1 priority, he's a number 1 target. We have serious interest in Kai Havertz. If that doesn't go through, because remember, we are competing with some of Europe's best here, you know, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, then Saïd Benrahma could be Chelsea's plan B. You know, we are stacked in that position, but because of injuries and, you know, playing in 4 competitions, he would be a top rotational player, and he's a good player. He's definitely a good player. I'll definitely take Saïd Benrahma if, obviously, we can't sign Kai Havertz. But what do you guys think? Do you think we should sign Saïd Benrahma? Do you think he's a good player? Any of you guys, any Brentford fans or Championship fans watching, or anyone that's actually seen Benrahma a lot, please leave me your thoughts in the comments below. You know, give me more insight into Benrahma. I haven't watched him too much, so I need to, you know, see more of him. I've only seen highlights and looked at his statistics, but, you know, have you seen more insight on him? Now, getting into the final story that does regard Olivier Giroud. Now, it came out from the Express this morning that Tottenham boss Jose Mourinho is eyeing Chelsea striker target Olivier Giroud. Now, let's cast our mind back to about a month ago, and not, you know, too long ago, distant future. Olivier Giroud signed a contract extension. Now, a lot of people are thinking this signifies that he will be staying at Chelsea next season. Now, that's not necessarily the case. It's very possible he could stay, but that's not always necessarily the case. It basically means that he does hold monetary value. So if we did want to sell him, we could recoup about £5 to £8 million, which of course would contribute to wages, and that would obviously give extra cash to inject for Chelsea. So it's really shrewd, fantastic piece of business. And obviously, if no club's going for him, we still got a very experienced World Cup winning, has a lot of attributes, a different dimension from the bench in Olivier Giroud, and I think that it's a win-win for Chelsea. And obviously Tottenham are interested, with Harry Kane, they haven't got a decent backup striker. Olivier Giroud would fit the bill, and obviously he is a target man. He would be perfect for Jose Mourinho, and I think it makes a lot of sense. The question is, how much would Tottenham be willing to pay? Because of course, not going to have a large transfer budget, but it's good news. If Tottenham buy him, we are going to get some monetary value for him, and that's the reports today. Express are stating that Jose Mourinho wants Chelsea striker Olivier Giroud. But what are your thoughts, opinions? Smash the like button if you did enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.